Hello, I'm Scott Bogie here with one half of your LFA middleweight title fight. John Muir, who is facing David Allakhverdiev. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. And how are you feeling ahead of this upcoming fight?
Really good. Yeah, really confident. I think it's a great matchup for me. Uh, I think we're gonna have a great fight. I think it's a good stylistic matchup.
Exactly. And it lets you to prove that you are the best currently that is still yet to be signed into the UFC. You are also going to be fighting in one of the biggest competitions out with UFC. Not only that, you're fighting for the title against another deadly undefeated prospect. Do you feel like that just proves that if you win this fight, you're ready for that next stage?
Yeah, absolutely. I think for both of us, it's same kind of thing. I know for me, I'm Canadian. The UFC's coming to Canada
Yeah,
in October, so that could be a quick turnaround for me. Because obviously, Contender Series will be over for the year.
yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm right there with a good win.
And like you said, the UFC is coming to Canada. How has that been to have the UFC starting to come back more? Obviously, you do have a lot of Canadian prospects coming through the ranks.
Yeah, it's honestly it's great. It's been really good. I think Canadian MMA has been growing a lot lately. I think it was pretty stagnant for a while where people just
Yeah,
couldn't quite get. But I think that over the next couple years are finally going to start having more people make it into the UFC and do well. Like obviously, there's a couple right now, like Mike Malott and
yeah.
Jasmine Jazadovicius, or however you say her name. But, there's a few Canadians. I know one of them just fought tonight or this afternoon.
Yeah,
I'm
Marc-Andre
sure.
Barriot.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the result of that one was, but I
Sharia
think over the
won.
next. Oh, you did? Yeah.
Yeah, it was unanimous decision, but
Yeah.
and he did buff up Sharia's nose pretty badly, but unfortunately
Yeah.
won.
Yeah. He messed up his nose bad. I saw that. Yeah, I think it's great that the UFC is finally coming back to Canada, seemingly pretty regularly, and so yeah, I think that's really exciting.
And they are also, do you feel like the main point is your organizations in Canada, like Unified, BFL, they are still getting that more watch time being part of the UFC Fight Pass as well. So they are getting that chance of going up there, seeing how the Canadian fans react to their shows, seeing the talent that is on display as well.
Yeah, for sure. The Canadian MMA scene has been really good these past few years with like just great promotions coming up and putting on lots of shows and giving people the opportunities to showcase and get to the next level.
And was part of you surprised that you didn't make the contender series this year? Because obviously you did have a great 2025, two fights, two wins, both first round knockouts. So you did put on that show. Was there any part of you that was, why have I not received that call?
A little bit. I kind of thought after my last one because it was in Las Vegas against a
Yeah,
good opponent and I like knocked him out early. I was kind of like this would be great. But honestly, I'm not upset. I think that long term, if it takes me a few more wins to get in, that's just going to be good for me for experience and not getting there, too early or something, and just making sure that I'm fully prepared to be in the UFC. So I think that this fight is going to be another just great example of that, great experience for me. It'll be my second 5 round fight. So I think that'll just be great for me. Even, it would have been great to have gotten on
yeah.
Contender Series or something or got a short notice call up, but I think this is realistically, think that a couple more fights is nothing but positive for me in the long run.
And like you said, this is your second five-round fight. Your last one was back in August of 2024 when you were able to go the five rounds and get that title at Form MMA. How good was it to be able to show that you are able to keep that pace throughout the fight, be able to go the 5 rounds and get that title?
Yeah, it was great. Honestly, it was great for me to know that. Like I've had a
Yeah,
few decision wins. Um, but yeah, to be able to know that I could go 5 rounds, and it was up a weight class as well as at
yeah.
195. So yeah, it was really great for me to be able to experience that and just to know that, my conditioning coach knows what's up and knows how to get me in shape and that I can, push the pace in the fifth round. And I think that'll definitely play a factor in this fight coming up. I know I think he's only ever had one fight go past the first round,
Yeah.
finished him in the second round. So, but I've got, three decisions and three finishes. So
And do
I
you feel
know I
like
can go the distance.
do you feel like having those extra rounds in your bag and just having that shadow of a doubt possibly just taken away, do you feel like mindset wise you might have that advantage?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
And how was it being able to go into the later rounds? Did you feel like you are ready for this? Your whole training camp and preparation have led you to this, or do you feel like you have learned some lessons being able to go into this fight as well?
Yeah, yeah. It's hard. Going 5 rounds is hard.
Yeah,
Um, Obviously, you have to do it to kind of realize
yeah.
how to do it better. Your first time doing it, you're like, oh, whatever, it's 10 more minutes, but then you get in there and you're like, oh man, 10 minutes is a long time. You finish the third round and you're like, oh, I can't believe I have two more rounds to go. So yeah, I think I've really been able to learn a lot from that, from having the experience of going 5 rounds. Yeah.
And how I'm guessing you are starting to look at that middleweight roster in the UFC, just seeing if there is a pullout coming up late on, can you slot in? How do you kind of rate that middleweight division so far in the UFC?
Yeah, I actually think of late it's really become a lot deeper of a division. I think for a while it was pretty stale, where it was kind of like, the top five were pretty good, and it kind of felt like it was kind of dead for a bit. But of late, there's been a lot of good prospects lately, and a lot of good signings and great fights. And there's a main event tonight, middleweights, and I think of late it's really been thriving and growing.
And how do you see that title fight playing out in the next few weeks? Darius versus Hachimayev. How do you kind of see that playing out?
I think Drickus, I think he's got it. I hope he's got it as well. Um, yeah, that it's I hope he can survive the first, 2 rounds and then just wear him out and beat him up. That's what a lot of people are hoping for.
You're just hoping that he can just keep that belt warm for you just coming in there.
Yeah.
And do you have any like post-fight rituals that you like to do after a win?
Oh, eat eat food, hang out, spend time with my wife. Nothing nothing crazy. Usually, I'll take a week off, let my body recover and just, you know, enjoy the reprieve of not having to train twice a day every day. And so, yeah, that's really the only ritual is chill.
And who was it that you kind of were looking up to as a kid when you're coming through the ranks? Obviously, you do have the big Canadian GSP, but who else was it that you're kind of looking up to?
I don't know. I never really thought about, looking up different fighters other than like looking at, you know, how they perform and watching them. And I think, well, I'm definitely not looking up to John Jones. I don't think anyone's looking up to him for a role model, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
And what has been the toughest fight so far for you? Was it that 5 round fight, or was there another fight that brought a different perspective?
Yeah. 5 rounds, probably most mentally challenging one, but the one I had after that it was challenging leading up to it just because I got a fever the day before and I went into the fight just feeling horrible. And so that was more mentally challenging to have to kind of just push myself and be like, I don't, it doesn't matter if you're not feeling good, it doesn't matter if you're feeling sick. You just got to get in there. And I performed and got him out of there in the first round. But yeah, the 5 round fight that was tough. The guy I was fighting was super tough. And it was just, yeah, that one was just a real grind to get through.
And what changes have happened since this last fight? 'Cause obviously, that was back in April of last year. What have you kind of done since then to kind of improve your game?
Yeah. Uh, no crazy changes, really just, every time I have a fight, the things you do in the fight become you're just more confident with. And I got a sweet knockout, so just really, I don't know, kind of just trying to improve everywhere. Like I'm not really at a point where um yeah, I'm not improving. I'm still only
Yeah.
like 6 fights in, still just working on everything. Everything's, I'm 6-0, so everything I've been doing has been working well. So kind of just more of the same, trying to just get better and yeah, improve everywhere.
Am I correct in saying that you're currently training out of Cardinal MMA? As far Cardinal Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, that's I think Tapology is a little out of date on that one. My two gyms are Dunamis Muay Thai and Kodokan Jiu Jitsu.
Okay. And did you like switch recently, or when did you make the change?
About 3 years ago now. Yeah,
And
and the gym I was at ended up just closing down, so it moved over to these two.
and how has that been for the development?
Total game changer. Um, just really good training partners, great MMA team, high level striking. My like the head coach, the owner of Dunamis, Jake Peacock, he's in one championship.
Yeah.
Super high level striking. Yeah, just it's been a really good change for me just to see different looks. And yeah, it's been incredible for my development.
And what was it that really like brought you to that gym? Because obviously you have to find the perfect gym for you. You do have your own factors that you're looking into. What was it about these gyms that kind of brought you to it?
Uh, I knew a couple people there, and then I just saw the people that were fighting out of there, having a lot of success, and just kind of the vibe of the gym is just, like mentality, hard work, showing up, not just kind of people showing up to train sometimes and
Yeah.
kind of hard. Is like people are, if you're there to fight, you show up. You don't, it's not about, you don't make excuses. You just show up, work hard. And so that was very appealing to see that in a gym.
And what are you looking for the end of this year? That if that call up to the UFC for that Canadian card, if that doesn't come about, are you still looking to stay active in LFA, or are you gonna take some time, spend it with your wife, just see what happens with the UFC call?
Yeah, I think the plan will be see if the UFC calls, and if not, might be early next year comeback. I'm about to have a baby. So if it's not the UFC, I might just take a couple months, get accustomed to that, and then be back early next year.
And how
But
do they, yeah, and how do they feel to be able to fight in one of the biggest promotions outside with the UFC?
it's great. It's yeah, it's such a great opportunity for me. It was same with my last fight as well. Like tough enough,
Yeah.
great promotion, a lot of exposure. So yeah, it's been incredible to have these opportunities to perform on these big stages.
And do you feel like being part of that fight pass it does help your chances of getting that call up to the UFC because you are fighting under their banner, so to speak?
Yeah, I think so, absolutely. I feel like that's a huge part of them noticing you and just realizing that, if you're fighting people on maybe like lower level, less exposure promotions, um, sometimes maybe they look at it like, oh, you know, maybe your opponent wasn't very good because you were on a
Yeah.
pretty low level promotion. So I think that there's definitely like an air, like aura that goes along with fighting on these Fight Pass promotions for sure.
And what do you cut much weight heading into a fight, or what is the normal the cut for you?
Yeah, pretty normal. Um, yeah, nothing too crazy. I don't want to be too specific with it,
Yeah.
but yeah, nothing. I'm not Alex Pereira. I'm not walking in at 215, but a pretty normal, decent amount.
And do you feel like people like Pereira, who is kind of like walking around at that like almost near the heavyweight limit, cutting it all the way down to middleweight? Do you feel like they are, as long as they can do it healthily, is completely fine? Or do you feel like they probably should have stick to the light heavyweight division for a majority of their career?
Yeah, I think that the less weight you cut, the better. I think when people are cutting like 30 pounds, you're just putting so much stress on your body for the long term and even for the short term, like how well can you rehydrate and
Yeah.
uh, how well are you going to take shots if you just cut 30 pounds? And so, yeah, I on how much weight they should be cutting.
And what was your kind of like reaction? Because also the fight a few weeks ago, Jackson McVeigh was supposed to fight against Christian Ewart. However, that fight got called off because the guy Christian couldn't make weight. He took the fight on short notice, but was overweight by 10 pounds. Do you feel
Yeah.
like he kind of stopped that opportunity for someone else? If he knew he wasn't going to make weight, as by the fact he missed by 10 pounds, do you feel like he probably should have passed on that opportunity, continue with the contender series fight, and let someone else who knew they could make weight step in?
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you miss weight by 10 pounds, you know you're like, it's
Yeah,
not a surprise. You're not like, oh man, how did I
it's not
miss by
close.
10 pounds? Like you either didn't try cutting weight or you came in like 30 pounds over and tried to make it. So yeah, I think it's short notice fights are great. She can be a huge opportunity for yourself, but you know when you're too big. Like if like,
Yeah,
oh, can you fight next weekend? No, I can't. Sorry, I can't make that weight. That's why, people have like weight cut sort of protocols and like goals of weight to be at before they're going to be fighting. Like if you're missing weight by 10 pounds, you didn't try or you didn't care. And yeah, it's just like, what's the point? You're just building animosity towards yourself from the promotion to be like, oh, yeah, this guy can't make weight,
yeah.
but he said he could. So yeah,
And it kind of starts that career with them with that black dot.
yeah, absolutely.
And make sure you guys tune in to LFA 214 and you can see John be able to lift that title and make another massive step to competing on that UFC Canada card. Is there anything you'd like to add or anyone you want to shout out?
Yeah, I'll shout out my strength conditioning coach, Kenny Dussault, top notch, best around for sure. It's different sponsors. Chase Mindra with Dynamic YYC, top notch physio. My other sponsor, Frontline Paralegal, sponsored me for a long time. Really great work. So yeah, and my team, Dunamis, Kodakan, all my training partners. Uh, it'd be impossible to fight if I didn't have such great people around me.
And we cannot wait to see you get lift that title as well. So thank you so
Yeah.
much for coming on.
Thank you very much.